right then. Bye.
When women hate their boyfriends, there are key differences than when men hate their girlfriends. Part of the interesting dynamic in these situations is seeing a woman occupy a role normally dominated by men. In this kind of role reversal, the man is sometimes depicted as being more emotionally invested in the relationship than the woman. He's trying really hard to make the relationship work, exercising a lot of emotional labor, while the woman is largely indifferent to his efforts and struggles to give him the kind of intimacy that he wants. A key difference, though, is that while men who hate their girlfriends are largely ambiguous to how their neglect affects their partners, we often see where women in these dynamics struggle with the guilt and shame of not being able to love someone back that treats them so great. So, in today's video, we're going to explore how it might just look like basic hate, but it's actually more revealing of issues the woman is having. Women need to feel valued and protected in their relationship, and you also deserve to feel valued and protected when using the internet. And that's where today's sponsor NordVPN comes in to help. Have you ever felt unsafe, unprotected, and neglected on the internet? Well, that's pretty much everyday internet use. But NordVPN offers an alternative. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal plus 4 months extra free at nordvpn.com/Tron. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. NordVPN is one of those really great applications that actually does what it promises to do. It protects you from phishing scams that collect and sell your data by acting as an anti-phishing tool that protects you and your information. NordVPN also protects your device from malware and even has a dark web feature that continuously scans and alerts you of hackers attempting to use your data. So go where you're valued and protected. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal plus 4 months extra free at nordvpn.com/Tron. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Thank you again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video.
I love you.
I love you more.
I love you more and more.
In Euphoria, Kat struggles a lot with self-esteem and her self-image. She has a lot of insecurities, and when she first met Ethan, she was genuinely interested in him, but was also going through a radical transformation at the time. She had tapped into this kind of fake confidence through sexual liberation, but she's still dealing with a lot of trauma from her childhood, from feeling rejected at an early age due to her weight. So when she meets Ethan and he expresses interest in her, the minute she felt the relationship was threatened, she lashed out in really unhealthy ways.
How about you grab another slushie, I go get more tickets, and then get super drunk and ride the Ferris wheel.
Deal.
During season 1 of Euphoria, Ethan made several attempts to establish a connection with Kat, even when she wasn't receptive to that.
Did you get my text? Yeah. Really? I sent you a bunch of texts. Didn't get it.
And by the end of this season, they make amends and officially start dating.
But that night at the carnival when you were flirting with that girl, I don't know, I just had like this reaction and I just like hated you.
Unfortunately, by season 2, Kat was dealing with a very big problem. She hated her boyfriend.
Yeah, he's really sweet.
It was kind of implied throughout the season that she was bored of the relationship and didn't think Ethan was passionate enough.
He was the love of my life.
Mais le fuck-moi.
No, not totally.
Mais vos nageho, yo kyuso.
But the reality of the situation was that Kat simply didn't like him. It wasn't necessarily anything he did, she just for whatever reason was not attracted to him. What's interesting though, and we will see it as somewhat of a recurring theme, is the shame and guilt she experienced about not liking him.
Kat was depressed because she couldn't figure out why she didn't love Ethan. So she decided to make a list of pros and cons.
Ethan was a really good boyfriend and very kind to Kat. He was considerate and caring and was very willing to extend a lot of emotional labor to maintain the relationship.
Is one of us gonna get hurt? Yeah, probably. But I'll do my best to make sure that it's me.
But for whatever reason, Kat couldn't appreciate him, and it made her really frustrated and sad. This represents a key difference between men who hate their girlfriends and women who hate their boyfriends. There's not usually an effort to try to make the relationship work despite not having an attraction. In the end though, Kat could not bring herself to be honest with Ethan about what she was experiencing, and instead decided to lie to him rather than confront the uncomfortable reality about potentially disappointing and hurting him.
I have a brain disorder.
What?
When we're introduced to Fleabag, she has an on and off again relationship with Harry. It's very clear that she doesn't necessarily love Harry, but continues a relationship with him out of convenience.
There's a new detail. He does usually go the extra mile. A few times, he's even cleaned the whole flat. Like it's a crime scene.
Again, Harry is a man who is depicted as being very sensitive and emotionally available. He carries most of the emotional labor in the relationship, even taking on domestic labor. For Fleabag, though, the relationship is comforting. She's scared of being alone, and Harry always makes himself available to her and her needs, regardless of how dismissive she is towards him.
I've considered timing a breakup for when the flat needs a bit of a going over. I don't think this is working. What?
In fact, they have fallen into such a predictable routine that every time they break up, Harry intentionally leaves a toy dinosaur at her place so she will have an excuse to reach out to him and rekindle their turbulent relationship. Even though Harry isn't able to get the emotional investment and reciprocity he craves from Fleabag, he also struggles to fully break away from her, and she's aware of that. In a way, Harry is simply a fallback, a safe option for her to return to should the need ever arise. She's never sad or disappointed when Harry leaves, because she knows he'll always come back. Again, it's really interesting seeing the role reversal. Here, the woman is largely indifferent to the needs and plight of the overbearing man who desperately tries and fails to impress her. Once they rekindle their relationship for the umpteenth time, Harry tries really hard to establish a meaningful connection with Fleabag, dedicating himself fully to the relationship, while she remains hesitant and largely unmotivated.
We should try and surprise each other once every day, just a sweet little something, just to keep it,
You getting this out of a book?
When he expresses his desire to introduce more spontaneity and acts of kindness to the relationship, Fleabag traumatizes him.
Baby, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to surprise. It was a ninja surprise.
Oh my God, my heart. I'm shaking so much. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh.
He also expressed wanting both of them to abstain from masturbation so that they could focus fully on each other, but Fleabag wasn't able to commit.
Teen, MILF, big butts, lesbian, gay, facial, fetish, bukkake, young and old, swallow.
And when Harry found out about the indiscretion, they broke up again, only this time it's permanent.
He'll be back.
I think it's really important to highlight that Harry's clinginess isn't just coming from a place of love. The dysfunction in the relationship comes from a fear in both of them of being alone. For Fleabag, the relationship was simply a way for her to extract labor and convenience while not being able to reciprocate emotional availability.
All right then. Bye.
In Friends, Monica had an arc where she dated a multi-millionaire named Pete. Pete is completely infatuated with Monica, but she's struggling because she's not attracted to him, even though Pete is a very nice guy.
He's great. I mean, we have such a good time together. He's so funny and so sweet, and I'm not attracted to him at all.
It frustrates her and makes her feel guilty that despite all of his great qualities and the fact that he's so kind to her, she still cannot find it within herself to be with him. Here again, we see the guilt and shame of not being able to reciprocate a nice man's feelings being a consideration for the woman, even when typically it's not a strong consideration for men.
Be crazy. I mean, in every other way, he's like the perfect guy. He has everything. Plus, he actually has everything.
Monica continues dating Pete despite not being attracted to him, almost in a way trying to force or condition herself into liking him. Also, what's interesting to point out is that despite Pete being very wealthy, that is not at all a consideration for Monica to be with him. In fact, at many points, she turns down his attempts to give her money. She wants to like him simply because he likes her.
And you're still not attracted to him at all?
No. I mean, how can I accept a restaurant from him? I can't.
And she understands that they could have a really good, healthy relationship. Monica also feels a lot of shame surrounding this because it may reveal something unhealthy about her. That when a nice, good-looking man she could have a relationship with shows genuine interest in her, it does nothing for her.
Is there something wrong with me? I mean, why am I only attracted to guys where there's no future? Either they're too old or they're too young.
Maybe she's only attracted to men who would hurt and leave her.
And then there's Pete, he's crazy about me. I mean, he's absolutely perfect, and there's like zip going on. I mean, seriously, does it sound like there's something wrong with me?
Yeah, kinda.
That's part of the motivating factor for why Monica tries so hard to fake it till she makes it. That's enough for her to keep trying to date him, even though she struggles to even show him any physical displays of affection.
Now get out of here, you!
Eventually, Monica decides that after trying really hard, she simply does not like him and decides to do the right thing and tell him.
I still want to be attracted to you.
But you're not. Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
However, Pete still insists to keep trying. Eventually, he even offers her employment at a restaurant to create a circumstance where she would fall in love with him. He was very persistent, but in the end, Monica did eventually gain feelings for him. She was able to actually fake it till she made it.
Let me just see something. Oh, wow.
Like a boyfriend who other girls don't stare at all the time.
How is it my fault girls stare at me?
Oh, you could look worse if you wanted to.
Jade from Victoria's always had a very dysfunctional relationship with her boyfriend Beck. In a lot of ways, they really symbolize the couple who hate each other trope. Jade's part of the dysfunction in the relationship develops from an over-possessive attitude towards Beck.
Get your hands off my boyfriend's head.
She gets incredibly jealous anytime he interacts with other girls.
Dude, why are you rubbing my boyfriend? Oh, I spilled coffee on his... Get away from him.
And often displays anger and retaliation anytime another girl expresses interest in Beck.
1, 2, don't let me get to 3. Better.
In one episode, Jade was even willing to physically fight Tori when she thought that Beck was cheating on her with Tori. In fact, in a lot of their fights, the conflict seems to always be that Jade feels threatened that a girl is interested in Beck.
It's just a friend.
Yeah, a friend who's already sent you 6 text messages today. 7.
In one episode, she was jealous when she found out that Beck was dog-sitting for a cheerleader.
Why are you doing favors for a cheerleader, and what is she doing for you?
It's not what you think. She's just...
I'm coming over there.
No, you don't need to...
She was so angry, she went to his house willing and ready to confront the girl she thinks might be interested in Beck. But we find out that the cheerleader was just a little girl.
Your girlfriend's pretty.
I know.
Jade still can't reconcile the idea that her jealousy and possessiveness is creating a conflict in her relationship. And so throughout the series, every fight is framed from the perspective of Jade was unreasonably jealous of some girl having any interest in Beck, and instead of talking through it maturely, she lashes out.
Costume designer was in your dressing room?
Uh-huh.
Was she cute?
He was adorable.
Because this is the most obvious reading of their relationship, it paints the idea that Jade is solely responsible for the dysfunction in her relationship, that Beck is just a passive, understanding, brutalized boyfriend with an unreasonably demanding girlfriend. But it obscures the reality that Beck understands Jade's insecurities, but never tries to reassure her in any way. Instead, he exacerbates the situation to further exaggerate Jade's insecurity. He could have easily told her that the cheerleader whose dog dog he's babysitting for is just a little girl, but instead, he wants to punish Jade for being jealous and defensive in the first place by letting her stew in her jealousy.
Say you're sorry.
You didn't tell me she was 9.
You didn't give me a chance.
So every time something happens that Beck knows would probably make her angry, he acts ambivalent, as if it's all happening outside of his control and against his will. He'll lightly rebuff advances, but won't outwardly tell a girl who's flirting with him that he has a girlfriend.
Hi. Miss?
What?
He has a girlfriend. I don't see her.
So all of this juxtaposed with Jade's explosive jealousy creates the idea that Jade is simply a possessive, demanding girlfriend that hates her boyfriend.
Just get a new phone.
Don't give her advice.
I was just...
Don't!
Man, you make me happy. Blech.
Another form of hatred against boyfriends is through revenge, where after being slighted or harmed in the relationship, the girlfriend or wife in this instance takes revenge. In Gone Girl, after being cheated on and neglected in her marriage, Amy goes to great lengths to take revenge and hurt her husband. She would fake her own death and kidnapping just to ruin his life. What's interesting in this dynamic, though, is that Amy did love her husband in the beginning. She was very willing to make the relationship work. We see where over time, after being married, Amy was taking on all the financial and emotional labor of the relationship.
More games?
Yeah, I just want to shoot some folks.
What's the laptop for?
Laptopping.
She explained how much she contorted herself to be the ideal woman for him, and he still neglected her and cheated on her.
I knew he wanted a cool girl. And for him, I'll admit, I was willing to try.
So even though planning your own murder as a form of revenge is an unreasonable reaction, it underscores how a woman's hatred doesn't just come from nowhere, and that in fact her retaliation is in response to neglect and abuse she might have experienced. In Insecure, Molly struggles with forming a meaningful romantic relationship. Every new guy she attempts to date either ends in rejection or dysfunction. In the first season especially, there's this recurring theme of Molly being very demanding in her relationships and eventually scaring the men away with her clinginess.
You didn't text me when you got home.
Oh yeah, my bad. After I left, I was so tired I just crashed.
Okay. Well, I just want to know that you got home safely. That's all.
I appreciate the concern, thank you.
You're welcome. It's just the little things.
Yeah.
While it seems oblivious to her on why none of her relationships ever work out.
It doesn't matter what I do, Issa. If I'm into them, then I'm too smothering. If I take my time and try to give them space, I didn't think you were into me. Fine, sex right away, lose interest.
So when she actually gets the opportunity to date a really nice guy like Jared, it becomes confusing why she has difficulty committing to him, seeing as he would be able to give her the exact thing she's always wanted, a relationship. Jared was never scared or perturbed by her clinginess. In fact, he recognized that Molly really wanted a serious relationship and was willing to give her that even though he's only started dating her. But when Molly gets accepted into an elite dating network, she's more excited about the possibility of being able to date a well-earning man than just a regular guy.
Friend. We want to be friends now.
I do, yes. But like real friends. So... just not looking for a relationship right now.
Really? Because that is not the vibe I've been getting.
So even though Jared is a nice person and really kind to her, he doesn't fit the perfect image. Even when those relationships ended in failure for Molly, Jared was understanding and even gave Molly a second chance at being together. But then, in a moment of vulnerability, Jared told Molly that he had a gay experience once.
Was it like one time thing with like a couple other guys or just...
Molly, one guy.
Mm-hmm.
One time. That's it.
This really disturbs her. Even though Jared affirms that he's straight, Molly obsesses over this and isn't able to move past it because it obscures the vision of what she wanted Jared to be, the image that he had to portray. Eventually, she makes the decision to end the relationship. It's really interesting sometimes seeing the role reversal when women hate their boyfriends. The men adapt and become the overly emotionally invested partner, taking on majority of the emotional labor, and how women hating their partners sometimes only happen through initial harm. It's also really interesting how in some of these depictions, Women will sometimes feel guilty for simply not being able to reciprocate a nice man's feelings. So that's it. Those are my thoughts. Be sure to let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.